Managing personal finances can be a daunting task for anyone, but for freelancers, it comes with its unique set of challenges and opportunities. Unlike traditional employees, freelancers have irregular income streams, lack employer-sponsored benefits, and often face periods of financial uncertainty. However, these hurdles can be overcome with the right approach to personal finance. Understanding how to manage income fluctuations, set aside savings for taxes, and plan for long-term financial goals is essential for building a sustainable freelance career. In this guide, we'll explore the fundamental concepts of personal finance tailored specifically for freelancers. From budgeting and saving to investing and tax planning, we'll cover the essential strategies to help you take control of your finances and ensure your financial health, even in the unpredictable world of freelancing. Whether you're just starting out or have years of experience, this guide will offer actionable advice to help you thrive financially. The ultimate freelancer's guide to personal finance. Freelancing offers the freedom to work on your terms, but it also brings the responsibility of managing your finances effectively. Sarah Johnson, a freelance graphic designer from New York City, discovered this firsthand after she left her 9-to-5 job in 2020. At first, the transition seemed thrilling. No more office hours, no bosses. But soon, Sarah realized that irregular income, taxes, and lack of benefits were starting to pile up. In 2021, she faced a tax bill she hadn't planned for, a lesson many freelancers learn the hard way. Sarah realized that freelancing success isn't just about creating great work, it's about mastering personal finance. She adopted a strict budget and set aside 30% of each paycheck for taxes. Sarah also created an emergency fund to cover at least 3 months' worth of living expenses. By 2023, Sarah had streamlined her finances, optimized her tax strategy, and started saving for retirement. She had turned her freelance career into a financially secure lifestyle, all by understanding the fundamentals of personal finance. Smart budgeting tips for freelancers. Sarah's journey continued as she realized that the key to financial freedom as a freelancer was mastering her budget. With fluctuating income, it was crucial to set clear financial boundaries. In 2022, Sarah took a deep dive into her spending habits. She started by tracking every dollar she earned and spent using a budgeting app. It helped her visualize where her money was going. Subscription services, unnecessary dining out, and even impulse purchases. She implemented the 50/30/20 rule, allocating 50% of her income for essentials, rent, utilities, etc., 30% for lifestyle expenses, entertainment, dining, etc., and the remaining 20% for savings and investment. This simple yet effective system brought clarity to her finances, allowing Sarah to feel in control despite the unpredictable income. By 2024, Sarah was not just surviving as a freelancer, but thriving. She had minimized financial stress, paid down debt, and even had extra funds to invest in her future. The real breakthrough came when she realized that budgeting wasn't about limiting her lifestyle. It was about giving her the freedom to make confident financial decisions. The freelance tax maze. As Sarah's freelance business grew, one of the biggest challenges she faced was understanding taxes. In her early days, she didn't realize that freelancing meant paying both the employee and employer portions of Social Security and Medicare taxes. This added up to 15.3% of her income. And in 2022, it caught her by surprise when she owed far more than she expected. Determined to avoid this mistake in the future, Sarah consulted with a tax professional, James Carter, who helped her understand the nuances of freelancing taxes. He advised Sarah to keep track of all business expenses, from software subscriptions to home office deductions, which could reduce her taxable income. Sarah also began making estimated quarterly tax payments to avoid penalties at the end of the year. By 2023, Sarah had mastered the tax process. She consistently set aside 30% of her income in a separate account, ensuring she had enough to cover her taxes come April. With this financial discipline, she felt more secure and no longer stressed over tax season. Now she could focus on her work, knowing her tax obligations were covered and that she was building a solid financial foundation. Freelancers' Roadmap to Financial Independence. By 2024, Sarah's financial confidence had grown, and she was ready to tackle a new goal: building wealth for the future. Unlike traditional employees with a 401k, freelancers must take a more proactive approach to retirement. Sarah knew that setting aside money for the future wasn't just important, it was essential. She researched different retirement plans for the self-employed and decided to open a solo 401k, which allowed her to contribute both as an employee and as a business owner. Sarah contributed the maximum limit of $22,500 for employee contributions, along with an additional $61,000 in employer contributions, bringing her total annual savings to nearly $83,500. To complement her retirement plan, Sarah also opened a Roth IRA, allowing her to benefit from tax-free growth and withdrawals in retirement. She set clear, measurable goals to grow her wealth, and by 2025, she had not only built a retirement nest egg, but also created an investment portfolio that included stocks, bonds, and index funds. Sarah's journey toward financial independence wasn't about overnight success. It was about consistently investing, planning, and making strategic choices that would allow her to live the lifestyle she wanted, even in retirement. Predict and manage your freelance income like a pro. One of the biggest hurdles Sarah faced as a freelancer was the unpredictability of her income. Unlike a salaried job, payments could arrive at any time, and sometimes they were less than expected. To address this, Sarah adopted a system that would allow her to better predict and manage her income each month. In 2023, Sarah started by analyzing the seasonal trends in her business. She noticed that certain months were consistently slower, while others were packed with work. By reviewing her previous year's income and setting realistic projections, she could plan ahead for lean months. She also established a minimum monthly income goal, ensuring she always had enough to cover her essential expenses. To stabilize her cash flow, Sarah created a buffer account where she transferred a portion of her income during busy months. This account acted as a safety net during slower periods, allowing her to avoid stress when work was scarce. By 2024, she had a consistent system in place to handle her finances with confidence. No longer reliant on unpredictable payment cycles, Sarah could make smarter financial decisions and had a clear view of her future earnings. This proactive approach to managing income gave Sarah the stability she needed to grow her freelance career without fear of financial uncertainty. Retirement savings for the self-employed. As Sarah's freelance career continued to flourish, she began thinking more seriously about her long-term financial security. Freelancers often neglect retirement savings, assuming it's something to focus on later. However, Sarah understood the importance of planning early. In 2023, she dedicated herself to making her retirement a priority. Sarah started by maximizing her contributions to her solo 401k, putting away as much as she could, while still maintaining the flexibility to withdraw funds in emergencies if necessary. In addition to her Roth IRA, she also explored other investment opportunities, such as real estate and dividend-paying stocks, to diversify her retirement portfolio. She realized that the earlier she began contributing, the more time her investments had to grow. By 2025, Sarah had made significant progress toward her goal of financial independence, knowing that her retirement plans would allow her to maintain her lifestyle well into the future. Sarah's dedication to retirement savings paid off in more ways than one. Not only did she feel secure about her financial future, but she also had the peace of mind that came with knowing her hard work today would set her up for a comfortable tomorrow.